name is Ellie. Welcome to my very first video on my brand new channel. I am a 19-year-old college student in the state of Washington, and I am married. I just got married in September of 2020. My husband and I are on a low income budget right now. I do have another YouTube channel called Elie Spinelli, hence why this channel is called Elie Spinelli Budgets. My first channel is all about everything else in my life, really. Lifestyle videos, vlogs, college related videos, and I am an elementary education major, so I am studying to become a teacher, and I'm set to graduate in the fall of 2022. So because I am a college student, I will have a lot of student debt, but right now, since I am in school, which you will see later on in the video, that is not my number one priority right now. I just wanted to make this channel to take you guys along with me on my journey to saving money and paying off debt in the future. I honestly just really love the budgeting community and what I've seen so far. I actually found the cash stuffing and sinking fund budgeting community last October. I watched a lot of videos from Budget with Amanda, Erica Life Vlogs, and The Planning Dancer, or Jordan from The Planning Dancer. I will link all of their channels below. I think that they're all amazing budgeting creators, and they also have Etsy shops where they sell a lot of planning and budgeting supplies. But I found all of their channels in October, and I really fell in love with the cash envelope stuffing process. I thought that it was very satisfying, not only to see them stuff the cash, but also to see them making progress on their debt and their sinking funds and saving money for things that they want and things that they need, while also getting bills paid and paying off debt. I kind of just wanted to start doing that myself, and I thought that with the new year 2021, as it is now January of 2021, now is the perfect time to start. A little background: my husband Ryan got laid off in November, so he was on a full-time income, and we didn't really have to worry that I didn't have a job. I was just a full-time student and he had a full-time job, and we were somehow still thriving during this pandemic, but because he got laid off, we no longer had any source of income. He does have a YouTube channel and he does get paid every few months from YouTube, but the money that he gets from YouTube is not a livable income. It's kind of just like a little bonus for us. So he is now on unemployment, and later on in this video I will show you exactly our financial situation. I do want to let you know that all the numbers I am using as far as our savings and our income and our debt, those are real numbers. Those are exactly the numbers that we owe. I know a lot of people don't use real numbers because they don't want all of their information out there, and that is okay, but for us, I just feel like it's only helping me if I do exactly what I need to do and budget for exactly what I need to budget for. So you will be seeing exactly our income. Sometimes we are barely scraping by, and sometimes we may have extra money to stuff into our sinking fund. So I just want to let you guys know that. Also, I know a lot of people round up to the nearest dollar, or they don't really use cents, which is okay, but as you will see later on, we don't do that. We use down to the nearest cent, and that is just how we budget. I do have a lot of plans for this channel. I want to separate my budget with me's and my cash stuffings. I know a lot of YouTubers or budgeters out there film them all in one video. I just talk a lot, and I feel like I would confuse myself if I put them in just one video. So I'm going to separately film a budget with me weekly and a cash stuffing weekly. So on a regular schedule, without any surprises or special events going on, I will be filming 2 videos a week, which will be my budget with me's and my cash stuffings. My source of income if I was separating it from my husband's. I DoorDash. In this current quarter of school right now, winter quarter, I have had so much homework that I haven't even been able to DoorDash that often. I think this week I made $29, which is more than nothing, and I am grateful for that. So our only income right now is my husband's unemployment and my DoorDashing. So when I do DoorDash, I would love to take you guys along with me on vlogs and ride-alongs. I did film a DoorDash vlog for my other channel, which my other channel will be linked below if you want to check that out. If you're interested in any other aspects of my life besides budgeting, feel free to. But I did film a DoorDash vlog for that channel, and I just feel like it would be more welcomed here on this channel. I feel like people that are interested in saving money and budgeting and side hustles will better appreciate my vlogs and how I DoorDash and how DoorDash works for me in my area. I also, like I said, when I graduate, I will start to have to pay my student loans. So when that time comes in the fall of 2022, I would love to film debt tracker updates and just update you guys on how I have been making progress on my student loans. As of right now, that won't really be an issue. I will for sure, when the time comes, update you guys. And another plan that I have for this channel, I feel like when I hit certain milestones, I would love to give back to my subscribers. So I would love to do giveaways and Q&As. Once I hit, I think I'm going to start with 100 subscribers. So we'll see if I even get to that point. But if I get to 100 subscribers, whoa. If I get to 100 subscribers, I will be doing a 100 subscriber giveaway, and I will probably be doing a Q&A with it. So more details to come if I get to that point. So now it is time to get into the bulk of this video. Some of you may have already skipped ahead to this point where I talked to you guys about the nitty-gritty of our financial situation. It is now time to get into exactly how I will be budgeting, our expected income per month or per week, and what I will be using to budget with. So the first thing I want to say is we budget paycheck to paycheck. I know a lot of people monthly budget. That's just not gonna cut it for us. We get paid weekly from unemployment, and DoorDash also pays us weekly, so we will be using that income to budget with. Another thing that I want to talk about before I get into the real numbers and exactly how I budget, we are going to be using the cash envelope and sinking fund system, but we're going to put a little twist on it. I know Pixie Lacks Planning and other budget YouTubers do this, but we are going to be using prop money instead of real cash. I know a lot of people will think that that defeats the purpose. We just didn't really want to use cash because, first, the bank that we bank with, we don't have one in our area. It doesn't really make sense to have to drive down 45 minutes to an hour to our bank to pull out cash that we would then have to redeposit because we have to pay bills. So we will be budgeting money out for bills and cards and things, but it will be paid off through our card, so there's no point in pulling the money out for that. Another reason why is because we pay for a lot of our stuff, probably like 90% of our stuff, by using a debit card or a credit card. So it kind of just defeats the purpose to deposit money to pay ourselves back. But I still do want to show you guys our tangible progress in our sinking funds and cash envelopes. So we do have prop money. We got this on Amazon, I believe, but it looks like this. I think the only difference is that they feel differently, but other than that, there is Chinese characters on the front and the back, and then it is marked out in black on the corners. You can see there. All the denominations look the same, so they all look like typical American money, except they have Chinese characters on them, and then the corners are marked out. So as we get into cash stuffings in the weeks to come, you will see a closer view at all of the bills. But right now, that is just a sneak peek for them. I also just thought of another reason why we won't be really using real cash. It's just safer for us to keep all of our cash, real cash, in the bank. I feel better about it being in our bank account. When I do end up becoming a full-time teacher and we live closer to our bank, I may end up using real cash, but as of right now, it's just not realistic for our situation. At this point in the video, I want to talk to you guys about my love for stationery, pen and paper, and notebooks and planners and stuff like that. So I have received a lot of notebooks and stationery for my birthdays and Christmas, and I love when that happens. I just love the feeling of new notebooks and how you can just kind of like start over. In school, I take notes, pen and paper. I do love the look of digital notes and how much freedom you have creatively with that. But I love writing stuff down. It's so pleasing to me. So in the beginning of my budgeting and cash stuffing journey, I am not going to purchase a budget specific planner or budget specific notebook. I'm just going to use the supplies I have. Maybe later on I will get into sticker budgeting and sticker planning, but as of right now, I'm just going to use what works for me, and I hope that you use whatever works for you. I have this notebook. I think it was from Ross, and I got it as a going away gift from the last job that I had this summer. But I love how wide it is, and it's just a lined notebook. So as you can see, it's spiral bound, and it has a gold spiral coil, and then it's just lined with gray lines. It's also perforated, so you can rip out the pages if you need to. I'm not sure how many pages exactly it is, but there is quite a few pages in here, so it will probably last me a very long time. So I will be budgeting out my weeks in here, tracking things in here, probably tracking my sinking fund expenses in here, and yeah, this is just gonna hold all of the information as far as our budget goes. I also have a planner. This is my academic planner. I use this planner for school. It's a passion planner. But one thing I wanted to show you guys, this is the month of February, so I'm not sure if I'm going to do this, but I could use this setup here, this calendar setup, to track when bills are due. I'm not sure yet. Ryan and I right now print out calendars that we keep on our whiteboard in our kitchen of when bills are due and things like that. So as of right now, I'm not sure if I'll use that, but that is an option that you may see in future videos. Right now, I just have this cute little black and white zipper pouch. I'm gonna store all of my envelopes in here, and because it's not real money, I'm not super scared for the safety of this. This will be put away in a safer spot, but I will probably be keeping a tracker of some sorts for my sinking funds maybe, and all of my cash envelopes in here. I have a ruler to make straight lines for my budgets. And then when I budget, I love, my favorite pen is the Pilot G2. I've already used a lot of ink of this, and I just started using it for like 3 weeks ago. But it's a Pilot G2. This is in the 7.7 millimeter tip. It's also personalized. It says Central Wildcats for my college. My mom got it for me for Christmas as a stocking stuffer. And then this is also a pen that you may see me write with frequently. This is a Bic Atlantis pen. I love the way my handwriting looks with this. I just wish that it was gel ink. And then last but not least, I'm going to be using my Zebra mild liners. I love these. I love the tips of them, and I love the colors of them. Very good quality highlighters. I use these for school. I use these for everything. Now let's get into exactly how I'm gonna budget. All right, you guys, so this is going to be my setup. Look at these hands. This is what you are going to be seeing in the future. I can't believe, actually, I can believe this, but I don't know if you can see it, but I already cut my finger before my first video. So that sucks, but this is going to be the setup that you guys will be seeing. Of course, when I do my cash stuffings, I will just zoom it out so I can fit my denominations in the frame. But for right now, I'm going to zoom it in so you guys can see exactly what I'm writing. This is my notebook that I just showed you guys that I'm going to be budgeting in. All right, so let's open my notebook so that way you guys can see how I'm going to budget. So My particular way of budgeting is a combination of a lot of budget YouTubers that I've seen. I am going to be paper budgeting from Erica Life Vlogs earlier videos. I love the way that she lays everything out. I just like the way that she separates everything. I think it is just so easy for my brain to process exactly where my money's going. However, I think that I'm going to be taking a lot of the cash stuffing and sinking fund aspects of this from Budget with Amanda and The Planning Dancer. Also, Pixie Lax Planning is kind of where I got the idea of prop money. Yeah, there's just a lot of different ways that you can do this. I am in no way saying this is how you should do this. This is what works for mine and my husband's budget, and this is what we're going to be trying out. I feel like make your process of budgeting work for your income. So if you would rather pay with cash, then do the full cash envelope stuffing method. If you're in a lot of debt, then use the debt snowball or debt avalanche method. Look into other people and how they allocate their money. The first little spread that I'm going to do is not necessarily specifically for the month of January or the month of February. It's kind of just a mock budget to show you guys exactly how I'm going to be doing it in the future. That way, if you have any questions, hopefully they will be addressed here. I know a lot of people probably won't find me from this video specifically, and that is okay, but I will be referring a lot of the questions to this video because I'm sure that a lot of answers of how I do things will be in this video. Let's just write a title first for what this is. We're zoomed in now. I am just going to write, monthly estimated budget. So all of the things that I include here on my budget are going to be estimated right now. None of them are actual real numbers. Some of them may be, but a lot of it is just estimated. When we get into my real budget with me's and my real cash stuffings, you will see real numbers. You will see exactly what we got paid that week, exactly how much we owe for each bill, and exactly how much we will be stuffing into that specific envelope. But for right now, we are just going to talk about the estimated amounts. All right, you guys, so the first thing that I'm going to talk about is our basic needs. So Erica Life Vlogs talked about this a lot, but I am first, when the money hits my bank account, I am going to think about exactly what I owe or what we need to pay in order to survive and not get kicked out of our apartment and be able to eat. A lot of these things, you might think that a cell phone or internet is not a basic need, but it will be counted as a basic need in our budget, mainly because I need internet to go to school, so it is a need for me. And also Ryan is a YouTuber, and so we need the internet and we need our phones for what we do and our jobs. And so right now in this day and age, internet has become a basic need. I am going to be adding all of my basic needs first. So I'm going to list them out and I'm going to write the estimate or the total for them, and then I will total them up and move on to the next category. First, I'm going to write out basic needs. All right, so under the basic needs category, the first and most expensive thing is rent. Rent here in this college town that we live in is so expensive. The second thing that I'm going to write is renter's insurance. So we do pay renter's insurance monthly as well. The next bill is going to be electricity, and then next is internet. The next one is cell phone. Currently, we only pay Ryan's phone bill. My phone is still being paid by my parents, and my car insurance is still being paid by my parents. So I'm very grateful for the way that that is working out. When I do become more financially stable and when I get my big girl job, when I become a teacher, after I graduate, I do want to take my bills away from my parents. I just feel like that is what I should do. But as of right now, I'm very grateful that my parents offered to pay for my phone and my car insurance. The next thing we're going to write, the next two things actually aren't necessarily bills, but they are things that are basic needs. So the first one is groceries, and the second one is gas. So these are all of our basic needs and what we have to pay every single month no matter what. So rent. We live in a college town and our rent is so expensive. We live in a 1-bedroom, 1-bathroom apartment that costs us $1,010 a month. It's our biggest expense right now. Renter's insurance is $875. Also, I will, like I mentioned, be not rounding this number up to $9 because this is what I owe. I don't owe $9. However, when I get to the end and I'm left over with money that specifically just goes into sinking funds and savings, I will round that up, and the cent amount, let's say I have 36 cents left, that will go into my savings. Electricity varies. For the past month, it was $96.45, so that is what I'm going to write now, but that will not be the number next month because, of course, electricity is not the same every month. So for internet, we pay $43.95. For Ryan's cell phone, we pay $64.82. For groceries, we will be budgeting $250 a month. You may think that is expensive and you may think that is under budget, but for us, that is just what we budget. We meal plan. We don't go out to eat. So I know a lot of people have a grocery and a food budget. We just put it all together because we really don't ever go out to eat. We always eat here at home. If we do go out to eat, you will see that we are budgeting for that in a sinking fund, not necessarily something that gets stuffed every single week. For gas, we budget $100. It kind of depends on the month. When we aren't going anywhere, sometimes we pay only $60 for both of our cars for a month, but when we DoorDash or when we just have places to be, when I actually have to drive to school, it will be up to $100 per month. So I am going to just leave this one at $100. And because I wrote the $sign, I need to go back and add that in for all of them. That is all for basic needs. So I'm going to write the total for that underneath. So I'm going to write total for basic needs, and let's highlight that. So I'm going to highlight the total number that we have in this blue color here. I just like to color code them so I know exactly where the totals came from. Kind of helps me to visualize the categories in my head. So the total for basic needs is going to be, let's add it all up. We're gonna do, let's see, 1,010 plus 875 plus 96.45 plus 43.95 plus 64.82 plus 250 plus 100 equals that. So $1,573.97. So every month, this is what we owe just for our basic needs. The next thing that I'm going to get into is our bills and subscriptions. So for under bills and subscriptions, this is kind of where it gets a little tricky to explain estimated wise. Every week I will be able to tell you what we're paying and what we're not. For right now, I'm just going to show you guys what it would be if we had to pay the minimum every month. So first I'm going to write out the title, bills and subscriptions. And then I am going to list off all of the credit cards that we have and the subscriptions that we pay. So the first credit card that we have is a Discover card. We also have a Chase card. We also have a Bank of America card. We also have Spotify Student. We have Adobe CC, which is Ryan's program that he uses to edit his YouTube videos. And we have iCloud storage. So we currently do not have any credit card debt. The only debt that we really have is my student debt, or student loan debt, which I don't have to start paying until I graduate. These cards we use for all of our basic needs and for our sinking fund expenses. So I'm going to list all of the minimums for our cards, but this is not what we have to pay every week because we technically already pay them up here. So Discover card, our minimum for that is $20. Our Chase card minimum is $35. Our Bank of America minimum is $25. And then my Spotify Student is $5.39 a month. Adobe is $21.65 a month. And then the iCloud storage that Ryan and I have is $2.99 a month. So basically, we wouldn't have the minimum because we already paid $100 in gas, and we technically already paid that off because the money that we budgeted in our debit account here, we just used it to pay this off. So we wouldn't have to pay this $20 every month. I'm just showing you what it would be if we had money on these accounts that went over our expenses. Our Chase card, I believe, is our Amazon card. We use Amazon a lot for a lot of purchases, but we don't have debt on this, so we wouldn't have to pay this every month. But like I said, for purposes of showing you kind of like the totals of what we would have to pay every month, I'm just going to include it now. But in the weeks to come, you probably won't see any of these minimums on here because we already paid them. Our Bank of America card is actually our Alaska Airlines card. Ryan and I took this line of credit out for our honeymoon and our wedding. So we got it because we were going to take a trip to Maui, and that was going to be our honeymoon, and we would get a lot of miles for it because we were going to fly Alaska. However, because of the coronavirus, we didn't get to fly, so we actually took a road trip. So now we have a lot of miles. When I get into my sinking funds and show you guys our like travel fund, this is what the card that we will be using to travel with and to fly out of because we earn miles when we use it. And then these are our subscriptions. So let's write the total just like we did for our basic needs. So for this, I'm gonna highlight it in red just because when I see bills and subscriptions, I see the color red. There's not really a method to my madness. The total for these, let's add them up. Let's do 20 plus 35 plus 25 plus 539 plus 2165 plus 299 equals $110. Okay, my camera did turn off. I don't know if it showed you guys, but this is the total, $110.03. But realistically, we would have to pay only these three every month, so it wouldn't be as bad. I am going to get into the sinking funds aspect of this video. So, as I mentioned, it doesn't really make sense to pull out money for rent or for internet or for gas because those are all things that are either automatic payments or we pay them with our card. It doesn't make sense to pull them out and then us pay it back to ourselves when we don't have the bank in our area. We aren't gonna be using a sinking fund for any of these. So my cash stuffing videos could be very short because I'm only gonna be stuffing sinking funds and savings. So it is time to get into sinking funds and savings. And what I'm gonna do, I don't have enough room down here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm actually going to write it on this side of the page. And then down here is where I will get into how much money I have left to put into those sinking funds and savings. So I'm just gonna write sinking funds
and savings.
And I'm calling it sinking funds and savings because these will be sinking funds, but a lot of our money is already in savings, which I will get into in a minute. These aren't necessarily in any order. I'm gonna tell you that we do already have money in these. Some have a lot of money and some have like $50. We had a little over $4,000 already in savings, but it didn't have anywhere to go. So what we did recently is we kind of took a big chunk of that $4,000 and made it our emergency fund. So our emergency fund is already funded, which I will show you here. Our emergency fund, let's write that first. Our emergency fund already has $3,000 in it. So we will be stuffing it if and when we have money, which I will show you when we get to this portion of the video. But I'm not gonna write the $3,000 here because that is not what we would be taking out of our paycheck to fund it. That's just what we already have. I will probably write another spread just for myself to see the balances and track the balances of each sinking fund. But for right now, I'm not gonna write anything because we don't know what we're gonna stuff in this until we know our total after these get taken out of our paycheck. So the next sinking fund is called Eugene. We have a cat, his name is Eugene. So this sinking fund is going to be for him and for his food and for just things for him, toys for him. The next one is travel, which in my opinion, this is one of my highest priorities right now as far as sinking funds. I just am getting tired of being inside. So hopefully when everybody gets vaccinated and we are able to travel, we will have money already saved in here. Currently, this is a little inside scoop. Ryan and I either want to go to like somewhere tropical, like Maui or Bali, or we kind of want to go to Disneyland. Ryan's never been and I really want him to go. For those of you that have been to Disneyland, you know everybody has to go if they can. So I don't know. I didn't name it specifically Disneyland or Maui or Bali because I want the sinking fund to be for a lot of different things. So this is gonna be travel. I also forgot to mention that Eugene already has $250 in his sinking fund. So if he has to go to the vet or literally just anything, if it can't be covered by Eugene's sinking fund, it will be covered by the emergency fund. But if it can be covered by Eugene, that's the money that we will use. Travel also has $250 in it. Also, if Ryan and I just ever want to take like a weekend getaway to like a nearby state like Oregon or something, or just like to the coast, we can use this travel money, but right now we're really thinking big travel. And then the next sinking fund is called home. So this sinking fund isn't necessarily for a down payment on a house. This sinking fund is just for things that we would need around the apartment or for our future house. Currently right now, we really want to get new bedding. The bedding that we have is Ryan's old bedding and it like works, but we kind of want something that is for the both of us and matches both of our aesthetics because his bedding right now is reversible blue and red. So it's not very aesthetically pleasing. And home right now has $124 in it. The next sinking fund is car maintenance. So car maintenance has $250 in it. Ryan and I both have, I wouldn't say older cars, but they're also not newer cars, and sometimes things happen and we need oil changes and we need to just keep up on our cars, maybe like a car wash or something, but our cars could break down. Ryan has been having a little bit of car trouble lately, so this is what this fund is for. The next sinking fund I have is for school. So this is another one that is a big priority for me. It's not necessarily for student loans, it's more for like textbooks and fees that I have to pay out of pocket that my loan doesn't cover. So this amount could literally range from $200 to like $2,000 a quarter. So I just want to be saving money in here, so that way it's not as much of a burden out of our checking account for textbooks and things that occur quarterly. So that is what this school one is for. And also if I just need more school supplies, which I don't think I will ever need more school supplies, I have quite a bit, but things that have to do with school, this is what that sinking fund will be for. The next one is another fun one. It's called Fun and Dates. So this sinking fund is gonna hold money for Ryan and I, kind of as an eating out fund, except it's not going to get the same amount like a cash envelope would. It's more of just like saving up a small amount of money to go out to eat, or maybe we just want to go watch a movie when the movie theater's open, or maybe we just see a really yummy snack at the store that we don't want to pull out of our grocery money because it's not groceries, and we'll buy it with that money. So that's what this money is for. It has $50 in it. I also forgot to mention that my school one has $250 in it. The next fund that we have is for gifts. So I didn't want to specifically make a sinking fund for Christmas and gifts. This is going to be combined. It's going to be birthday gifts and Christmas gifts. And gifts has $50 in it already. And the last sinking fund is toiletries. So toiletries is for shampoo and conditioner and deodorant and things like that. This is not something that we need every month or every couple of months. We buy it kind of like quarterly throughout the year. So I just don't really think that we need to include it in our weekly budgets or monthly budgets. And that fund currently has $150 in it. I am not going to write the totals yet until we see how much money we have left over after our paycheck. So that is where we get into our income. So I am going to mark this off here, and I'm going to write monthly income. So I mentioned in the introduction of this video that this is gonna be a really long video. Sorry guys, but my husband is on unemployment, so that is our main source of income right now. And I DoorDash. I don't have a job right now, and you guys don't even understand the struggle of me trying to get a job. I've applied and reapplied to dozens of jobs here in my area, and I just cannot get hired. I think it's because everyone is trying to work with the pandemic. Everyone has returned to school, and I just cannot find a job. Like the most basic jobs, you guys. McDonald's isn't hiring. Okay, that's enough ranting for that right now. But I DoorDash as of right now. So unemployment, these are just estimated numbers, you guys. Monthly, my husband gets about $2,000. And for DoorDash, if I did it every Sunday, like I have so far, I would make about $120. I hope to make more than that to save money for my sinking funds, but this is about the monthly income that we get right now. So total that up and we get, so we're just gonna do it in purple, $2,120 is our estimated monthly income. We're gonna take this amount here, we're going to take it up here. I'm going to show you that if you take our monthly income and you subtract basic needs, we get, so if we did $2,120 minus $1,573.97. We would be left with $546.03. So that is how much we would have left every month if we just paid our basic needs. So then if we took that amount and we subtracted our bills and subscriptions, if we take this number minus $110.03, we would be left with $436. After we take out all of the things that we need to pay here, this is how much we would be left with. So we are gonna take that money and we are gonna use it for our sinking funds and savings. So all of these are not equal. We have some that are higher priorities. We have some that are not really, they don't really need to be funded, like toiletries. I kind of feel like we don't need to put a lot more into that. I'm going to take this number here and I'm gonna write left for savings. And I'm gonna highlight that in green. If I have $436, I'm gonna look at my list here and see what I see as a higher priority. So let's say I want to fund travel. So let's put $100 into travel. So I'm gonna subtract 100 and we're left with $336. We can put 5 into Eugene. So we're gonna subtract 5. Let's put 25 into our home fund. So we're gonna subtract 25. We're left with 306. For car maintenance, let's put 50. So we're gonna subtract 50. We're left with 256. For school, we can put 150 in there. So 150. We're left with 106. Fun and dates, we can put 25 in there. So we're gonna subtract 25. We're left with 81. For gifts, we can put 5 and subtract 5. We're left with 76. For toiletries, we can put 50. So we can subtract 50 and we're left with 26. And then we always do our emergency fund last, so maybe I should have listed this last. And the rest will just go into our emergency fund. So 26. Of course, if I had student loans to pay off, I would just use the rest of that money to probably be thrown at my debt snowball, but I don't have to pay that right now. So this is what our monthly budget looks like, you guys. This is how you guys are gonna see me budget in the weeks to come, since we do get paid weekly, and I hope that this made sense for you guys. And that is all. Okay, you guys, so thank you so much for watching my very first video on this channel. I hope that you will like this video, comment any advice, maybe some good luck messages, or just if you are on the cash envelope and sinking fund debt-free journey as well. I would love to hear from you guys and get to know you guys. I'm so excited to be finally starting this channel, and I'm also so excited to just meet all the people that I'm going to meet through this journey and for future giveaways. So like I said, please subscribe. It will really mean a lot to me. Once I hit 100 subscribers, I will be doing a giveaway, so stay tuned for that, and also stay tuned for the cash stuffings and budget with me's in the weeks to come. Bye!